but they would also have to make their network just as dense as Verizon, which would take years. Even with their new, 600 megahertz spectrum, it would take them years, because you're talking about thousands and thousands of cell phone towers and small cells that T-Mobile would need just to make their network as dense as Verizon and on par with Verizon's coverage. And with the permits needed to build a cell phone tower, the time to get a permit approved, the time it takes to hire people to come out and build a cell phone tower, the time it takes for the people hired to build the cell phone tower, and the time it takes for the cell phone tower to be up and running can take a long time. It has taken upwards of 6 months just to get a single cell phone tower up and running. And if you're talking about thousands and thousands of them that T-Mobile would need just to match Verizon's coverage and density, it's going to take them a long time. The only reason it seems like T-Mobile has been rolling out coverage at a fast pace is because T-Mobile's tactics into building out coverage is to put up a cell phone tower, extend that tower as far as it can reach until that tower no longer can produce coverage, and then putting up another tower. That's T-Mobile's tactics into building out their coverage and why it seems like they've been building out coverage so fast. And you know what? That's why a lot of places, especially rural areas on T-Mobile, only get fair signal, meaning 1 to 2 bars. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that T-Mobile does it, because I would rather have 1 to 2 bars than no coverage at all. So I think what T-Mobile is doing is a good thing. They're trying to get coverage out at a fast pace, even if it's just 1 to 2 bars. Because, again, I would rather have 1 to 2 bars than no coverage at all, and I'm sure most of you would too. But the thing is that their network just isn't as dense as Verizon's. So they would need to make their network just as dense and fill in the coverage gaps where Verizon has coverage and T-Mobile doesn't, in order to match Verizon's coverage. So again, that would take years. And that's why, Verizon's not worried. Verizon doesn't care. The fourth and final reason is because, like I said in the very beginning of the video, Verizon isn't going to sit back and let T-Mobile take on number one without a fight. Verizon has money. And I know, I know that T-Mobile and Sprint have Dutch Telecom and SoftBank to back them up, but the thing about Dutch Telecom and SoftBank is that they have other businesses and other corporations that they have to worry about, that they can't just focus all their money into T-Mobile US and Sprint. They just can't do it. Verizon, on the other hand, they're a United States-based carrier, and they don't have nobody above them that can tell them how to do and how to not spend their money. So all of that money that Verizon has is all theirs, and they can spend it however they like. And Verizon is within the top 50 wealthiest businesses in the world. So they have money. Even if T-Mobile and Sprint do merge, they're not going to have nearly as much money combined as Verizon does right now. So Verizon isn't just going to sit back and watch, they just aren't. They're not going to just go, oh hey T-Mobile, yeah, we see you trying to surpass us, we're just going to sit back and let you do it. No, they're not going to do that. Like I said, anyone who thinks they're going to do that is in for a huge surprise. But again, whether they win or lose that fight, different story. I don't think they will, because right now, they ain't got nothing to worry about. Even if Sprint and T-Mobile merge, they just ain't got nothing to worry about. And that's the bottom line. And that's the truth. I just explained why they had nothing to worry about. But you know what? It's just one of those things where, in my honest opinion, in the next 10 years or 15 years from now, coverage is just going to be one of those things in the past. Because in the next 10, 15 years from now, all carriers are pretty much going to be on par in terms of coverage. So then people are going to be talking about pricing and what's the better bang for your buck. So in reality, it's not going to matter in the next 10 to 15 years from now. I mean, sure it does matter right now, But, later on down the line, every single carrier is going to be the same in terms of coverage. But with that being said, right now, Verizon doesn't have anything to worry about. They just don't. They probably are going to have to worry about some things in the future, but right now, they're just like, yeah, we're going to continue building our network. Because Verizon actually just came out with an article the other day, and they pretty much just said, after their 5G fixed wireless or home internet gets released this year, their 5G wireless is, the 5G that we're going to get on our cell phones is only going to be a maximum of 6 months behind. And Verizon has a huge advantage when it comes to 5G because they already have the resources, they already have the spectrum. The only thing that they need to do now is deploy 5G. That's the only thing that they need to do. And they plan on doing it in home internet later this year and on our cell phones at a maximum of 6 months after that. So around this time next year, we're going to see 5G on Verizon from our cell phones, which, is a great thing, in my opinion at least. I think 5G will be very, very useful when it comes to how we view technology today. I really do. So, with that being said, they're just going to sit back, keep doing their own thing, let T-Mobile and Sprint do what they got to do. But Verizon isn't worried, guys. They really aren't. So with that being said, that's my facts, some of my opinions on it, and I just wanted to clear the air because, guys, Verizon isn't going out of business. It's not going to be detrimental to them because, as you guys know, Verizon will fight back. They will. They're going to put their money where their mouth is and fight back. So, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Until next time, I plan on doing a lot more videos. In fact, I have some great news for you guys coming up. More so about me expanding my channel and expanding my audience. So stay tuned for that. But until then, make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys.